So OpenAI just released ChatGPT Agent, and it is a game changer. But it'll only be a game changer if you know how to use it. Luckily for you, I did the hard part and spent the last few weeks in the trenches to find out what the best, most powerful use cases are for it. These are the use cases that I've already started implementing into my own business, and the results have been amazing. So in this video, I'll be sharing 25 use cases for ChatGPT Agent that you can use if you want to drastically change the way you work and save hours of time, whether that's in your day-to-day life or in your business. By the way, my name's Austin, and the reason I'm sharing all of this with you today is because a little over 2 years ago, I was able to build a multi-six-figure business using AI, and I want to share as much as I can with you guys to help you do the same. But more on that later because I need to share this first use case with you. Use case number 1, create your personal AI training data. I've said this a bunch on this channel, but the AI output is only as good as the data you provide it. Gathering the correct training data is often a hassle, but that's no longer the case. What you can do with ChatGPT Agent is feed all of your writing and training data and create a personal training data set that it can learn off of and understand your voice. To do this, what you're going to want to do is bring in all of your URLs like your Twitter, your Instagram, and give it connection to your email and your Google Drive. Then ask it to create a personal brand brief. This will outline what you talk like, what your tone is, and what you're interested in, and then ask it to create specific training data for each medium. You can see me do all this in the prompt. I hit send, and as that's running, something you want to think about for all of these use cases as I go through them is consider ChatGPT Agent much like an intern, where you have to give clear step-by-step directions in terms of what you want it to accomplish and how it should accomplish this. You'll notice in the original prompt that I put in, I had step 1, step 2, step 3. And so you're going to be noticing this theme a lot in this video. And after the agent is complete, you'll see personal brand brief. And I just want to go through some of the key themes because this definitely aligns with what I believe, right? Learning through unconventional experiences, AI-driven efficiency, build in public, and contrarian thinking. This is pretty in line with the type of content that I create. This is the first use case because it sets a critical foundation for all of the others. Which brings us to our second use case. Number 2, use ChatGPT Agent to create a 30-day content machine. Now, creating content ideas is something ChatGPT has been very good at, but ChatGPT Agent takes it to the next level. It now lets you integrate with other systems and create full-blown content machines. What I do is I hook my agent in with a tool like Notion and I bring in training data. See use case 1. My agent generates 30 days of posts and uploads them straight to Notion. Here's a look at the prompt, and I want to call out a couple of things that I'm doing here. Because the difference between a ChatGPT agent and ChatGPT is the agent itself can take action on the results that it gets. So sure, ChatGPT could always create these ideas, but it couldn't integrate them with external systems. So in this use case, I have the agent go ahead and upload it directly to Notion. You'll see in my prompt, I link the content calendar and I say your 30-day content machine. Ingest my brand voice, generate 30 days of content, format each post, and then upload them to a Notion database. This Notion database is where you, your team, or whoever could review these outputs from this ChatGPT agent. And then at the bottom, I explicitly call out, if it needs me to log into Notion, ask and I'll provide the credentials. So when I hit run on this, it goes ahead, it starts generating these content ideas and it ends up writing them directly to Notion. You can see it writing in real time these ideas. I'm not clicking any buttons. And now while that's running, I used to have to pay an employee when I ran my agency to do exactly this. And we produced over 1,000 videos a month for various artists and teams. But now you can see the agent literally doing what they were doing. And look at this Notion database. Like this tweet for August 8th. Training for a marathon taught me pacing matters more than speed. Same goes for startups. Sprint when necessary, but never forget the long haul. Actually a banger tweet. And it sounds literally just like me. High quality content, all in seconds. I didn't click any buttons, and it integrates with external tools that other team members may be used to collaborating with. Which brings us to use case number 3. ChatGPT Agent lets you schedule actions so that you don't have to manually trigger them. Let's say that 30-day content machine window was too big, and I'd rather have a shorter period of time, but more frequent. You can schedule that same agent instead to run once every month, to run every week, if not every day, and the content can be fresh and ready for you when you wake up. To do this, it's pretty straightforward. Click the 3 dots in the top right, schedule, have your exact instructions. You can select when you want it to run, what time, the frequency, and then hit save. Use case number 4. Use ChatGPT Agent for buying a new house and conducting real estate research. The real estate market is crazy, but I use ChatGPT Agent to help me evaluate properties for investments. The thing with real estate is you have to move quick, but I don't have time to evaluate every deal that I see. So here's what I do. I'll share the listing info and have it run an investment analysis on this property. I let it know what type of research I want. You can fill in the details, but this is the prompt that I use. Most recently, I had it look at a 4-family home nearby, and I may end up putting close to $500,000 in a property, primarily because of what ChatGPT Agent told me. I'm not even kidding. You can watch as the agent runs, and the final output is an investment analysis on this specific property. It tells me what I can do, what are the different options, and gives me a conclusion about this based on the research that it just did. Okay, so let's say you don't know where to start from a real estate perspective. It can be your real estate agent, which brings us to use case number 5. And number 5 is using ChatGPT Agent as your own real estate agent to go and find the properties. To do this, I suggest setting up your own ChatGPT agent to run daily or weekly that looks through your requirements on the type of property that you're looking for. And when you do this, I suggest creating a single doc that the agent reads from. And this way, if you update the doc with the type of property you want, the agent itself will have those changes. A simple way to do this, if you take a look at my prompt, you'll see I have 3 different bullets. First is read my property requirements from this doc. So I'm referencing that doc, which has all of the, call it relevant information that I'll update periodically. 2 is how to prioritize these different properties. And 3 is email results to my personal email. And this third step is important because I don't want to have to check ChatGPT for the results. I'd rather have it go directly to my email. And this is the key to these agent use cases, is they can act on your behalf. That is the major game changer. So now when I wake up, I see an email. I don't have to go and look through the results. You can see the agent run. We'll fast forward through that. And then by the end, I get an email with potential multifamily investments in Hoboken or Jersey City Heights. Not bad for a robot real estate agent. And what you might be wondering is, like, how do you create optimized prompts for these agents? And that brings us to use case number 6, as this might be maybe one of the most important of the 25 use cases. You can use AI to help generate and optimize prompts that will let the AI agent do what you're trying to make it do. Here's the exact framework I like to use. So create an optimized prompt for ChatGPT Agent mode that takes in an input, does actions, and creates an output. In practice, here is exactly what it looks like. Create an optimized prompt for ChatGPT Agent mode that takes in a real estate listing in Union City, New Jersey, evaluates the current state of the property based on photos and the details, then creates a report, yada, yada, yada. The final output should be a table of data along with how it came away with those results. This is how I generated the prompts in the previous use cases. And you'll see that the output is then a prompt that you can go ahead, take, and then bring back into ChatGPT Agent for whatever use case you're trying to do. Keep this in mind as we go through the remaining use cases on how you can actually generate these prompts. Number 7, competitor research. Data scraping is a massive theme that agents are really good at. And one of the best things it can do is competitor research in seconds. Here's exactly how you can use it to do this. Have your ChatGPT agent scrape 20 competitor sites, pull down their pricing, and see if there are any gaps in their offer. This helps you identify what's working in their businesses. If there's the same theme, there's likely a reason these businesses are doing it, or it may reveal a clear gap that showcases an opportunity that you can build a business upon. And so market research that used to take weeks now takes about 15 minutes. On my screen, you'll see the exact prompt that you can use, plug in different variables. You can see it doing its thing, searching for competitors, and coming away with real results. I had it search competitors for IYK, my business. And so after you've done competitor research and you start working with customers, next use case is critical. Because when running a business, the customer is always right. The problem is that it often takes too long to parse through information to learn about what needs to be improved or added. But now you can create an AI agent that scrapes through Reddit, Quora, App Store reviews, and finds things to improve. And if you don't have a product, that's fine, because it's still important to learn about customers in the existing market, because this may show you exactly what you need to build. If you look at my prompt, I say you're a customer service agent, scrape forums and reviews from the links I posted above, cluster feedback by sentiment, highlight repeated phrases, feature requests, and pain points, summarize key insights to guide product requirements or new ideas. And the goal is to understand what customers really want without reading thousands of comments. And in this case, I reviewed Notion, the tool, and you can see different sentiment about the product, what should be built, what's the negative sentiment, and phrases, all in seconds. Use case number 9. You can have your agent create a winning YouTube strategy. To do this, check this prompt out. To do this, if you have a YouTube channel, bring that in. If you don't, find a channel that you love or that inspires you that you want to build towards, and that can be your starting spot. Then have it analyze 50 YouTube channels in this specific niche. Then you want to review top performing videos and scrape comments. You'll notice in a lot of these prompts that I use, I have a step-by-step flow. This is the flow that I want the agent to take. Think of these agents as an intern, and if you had to explain to the intern exactly what you have to do, you kind of have to give them step-by-step directions. So remember that when you're creating these prompts. Back to this use case. Number 3, identify content gaps, common viewer questions, and what the audience loves. Number 4, generate a 90-day video roadmap with titles, hooks, and themes. The agent will do its thing. You can see it pulled up my YouTube channel here. It's looking at the different videos. Then it finds all these other channels that I had to manually look for when I first started my channel to just see who the other people in the space are. It just did it in seconds. Wild. Use case number 10, finding viral trends before they're viral. Like number 8 and 9, this is about content, but a little bit different. Those are looking at things that have already happened. In this case, you want to look about what is about to happen. You're a trend forecasting agent. Monitor these various locations, cross-reference rising topics, search volume, and posts gaining traction, identify patterns and signals for early stage virality, and summarize opportunities I can act on. As the agent's running, this is a perfect candidate for a scheduled agent to run. This way you can stay on top of trends. And you'll see the output has early stage trends observed on August 1st, 2025, the day that I filmed this video. There's some emerging trends here like K-pop demon hunters. I'm gonna have to look into that. Italian brain rot. I'm not really on the TikTok game or anything, but these are things that I'll have to look into. You can have ChatGPT Agent run a full audit of your company's SEO strategy. This is about having SEO audits without having an SEO agent. SEO can be tricky, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm not an expert, but that's where ChatGPT Agent comes in. I'm gonna do an SEO audit on my company, iyk.app. The agent gathers performance data, competitor information, and generates slides summarizing these insights. I'll show you the prompt right here. You can pause the video, but let's go right into the output. You can see the agent generated a PowerPoint for me, literally a PowerPoint. Here you can see me clicking through the results with different recommendations, all about SEO. And I know you're watching this and your brain is turning about all the different options because even when I'm filming this, I'm getting excited. Let's go to number 12, recurring weekly reports while you sleep. You know that intern thing that I mentioned? Well, imagine you can have an intern that works whenever you want, never complains, and can have everything done by the time you wake up. Think of the opportunity to have an agent that runs weekly reports on things that you find are the most important. For example, it can run weekly reports on traffic numbers, new followers, email signups, product sales, your workout history, your calendar, what you have this week. For me, I like having it pull down what my social media performance was this past week and send me a report via email. Not bad. Now, the next two are all about using ChatGPT Agent to build businesses. So number 13 is have it write code for proof of concepts. Let's say you have an idea for a lead magnet or a website and you don't know where to start and you want to write code for it. ChatGPT Agent can build a full site, HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and even hook in a backend to store data. Something that would take hours, even if you knew what you were doing, now takes minutes. Here you can see the full prompt that I put in, and while that agent's running, let me explain why coding is such a great candidate for having agents do a lot of the work. And it primarily comes down to the risk if there is an issue. At IYK, we have coding agents writing code on our behalf all the time. And the key is they never actually push the feature or the code to production, but instead other engineers have to review what it did. Much like when you draft an email response, you don't actually have it hit send. These coding agents do the same thing. And so it can write all the code, you can review it, make sure it's good, and test it, and it works perfectly. Now, ChatGPT Agent still has room to improve on this. If you're looking to dive really deep in this, I suggest looking at Devin. It is primarily a coding agent. Now back to the response, and you can see the actual website that this built. Unlock your free guide. It actually is a pretty good looking landing page. And I hinted out using ChatGPT to handle your email, so let's go to use case number 14, handling customer support emails. ChatGPT Agent probably can handle 70% of customer support emails. You can have it draft emails at specific times a day that you then go in, review, and then hit send on. Here's an example workflow that you can do. Here's how you can use your ChatGPT Agent. So first, customers. You want to train it on past customer service emails and lean into tone and response, calling out that it's going to be ran at specific times, what we want it to do, which is drafting thorough responses, and I want to save the draft for me. As that's running, to take it to the next step would be to create a clear SOP on how to troubleshoot specific issues. For example, if somebody is wondering the status of their order, you can have the agent go check the tracking and see when it's going to be delivered. Unlike normal ChatGPT, it wouldn't actually be able to go and access that information, but in this case, it totally can. And so it's not just drafting a response. Instead, it's going troubleshooting the issue, finding the resolution, and then coming away with the information and sharing it with the customer. Operationally, this can streamline your entire process. So you're still having top-tier customer service, but you're not spending hours each day doing it. Now, really quick, I want to mention something. The focus of this video isn't necessarily on how to use ChatGPT Agent to start a business, but that is a very real way that you can use AI. So if you head to the first link in the description, you can sign up for a free 5-day email series that'll teach you everything you need to start your own business leveraging AI. I call it building business on easy mode thanks to AI. No, I'm not selling a course. There's no $997 upsell to get all the information, intentionally making it free to give you the secrets that I've personally used to grow my own business. So you can take them and build your own AI-powered business, no matter if you're looking to get out of your 9-to-5 like I did, or implement AI into your own business to take some of the operational stress off your back. So once again, the link in the description, just pop your email in, spend a few minutes every day for 5 days to learn how to get started. Now back to the video. Use case number 15, ChatGPT Agent can be the difference between making money and losing thousands of dollars. And this is specific to fixing your sales funnel. Have ChatGPT Agent run through your sales funnel and analyze the whole process to identify problems in the workflow and suggest adjustments. You can also feed it things to focus on. And here you can see my prompt. So simulate the full user journey, identify friction points, focus on conversion rates, compare flow against competitors, and recommend clear improvements. And so as that prompt's running, one thing to think about with your sales funnel, this is separate from ChatGPT Agent, but abstraction is the enemy of conversion. Think of all the questions that your customer may have, and each time they have a question, that will reduce the conversion rate. And you can see the agent going through and actually clicking through our funnel at IYK. This is pretty epic, right? It's clicking the buttons, it's experiencing it as if a user is experiencing it in real time. And it comes away with some valid conclusions. So you can see the entire report, which is really valuable. And I'm just going to pinpoint one specific thing. Number 3, potential drop-off points, the low discoverability of shop. This is very, very valid. This is something that our team is aware of, but it is hard to find specific products that we're selling. That's primarily because right now we're not pushing those products, but it was able to find that issue and agree with something that we've already came to the conclusion of. This ability to simulate user journeys is something that I am very interested in, which brings us to use case number 16, which is all about rapid AI testing. The best way to see if something works is to deploy it into the world and see if people like it. But what if you could have AI simulate this? So let's say you have a YouTube channel. And for example, myself, one of the key metrics is click-through rate, but you don't actually know what that's going to be until people have to click on it. So imagine a world where I can just have these ChatGPT agents looking at my channel, analyzing thumbnails, and predicting what the click-through rate for an upcoming video is going to be. Or you want to send cold emails out to people, but you don't know which of the 25 headlines will be the most effective. You can create these agents to simulate clicks and customer journeys to predict what the actual result will be when it's sent into the world. Here's an example prompt where it would go through testing different subject lines and testing a YouTube channel. And as that's playing, you'll actually see it go to my YouTube, pull up YouTube videos, and analyze my channel and come away with conclusions on how to improve the click-through rate across the board. So some of those recommendations: simplify the message, inject variety, use contrasting backgrounds. These are all things worth looking at. This is a proof of concept on this, but you can imagine where this is going to go in the future. Imagine a world where instead of wondering if a web page will convert, you'll have high conviction it will, because thousands of AI agents have already tested it. Okay, that's fun. For number 17 and the next couple use cases, I'm going to change the tone a touch, and then we'll get back to how ChatGPT Agent can help you raise millions of dollars. So use case number 17 is use AI for health research. So let's say you're looking to replace things in your kitchen. Have ChatGPT Agent research non-toxic cookware and water filters to help you decide on what to purchase. I actually recently bought a sauna. Here, take a look at this. This is a sauna, this bad boy. And I use ChatGPT Agent to help me decide which sauna to buy. So give it requirements like budget, where you'd prefer to buy from, and why it recommends the products it does, and you'll save a ton of time and energy. Prefix it with "You're my personal health researcher and shopping agent," have the exact steps that you want it to follow, and it'll come away with a solution and options that you can go and purchase. Which brings us to our 18th use case. Number 18, birthday shopping. Let's say you're looking to buy something for an 8-year-old and you have no idea what to get them. Do they like Labubus? I don't freaking know. So go have ChatGPT Agent find you a creative gift for an 8-year-old boy that's under $60. It will go search for you, find an item. And this is where I want to call out the ChatGPT Agent functionality specifically. So I tell it what to look for, what to prioritize, but steps 3 and 4 is where it gets really valuable. I say add the item to the cart using the Shopify cart permalink features. Return a shareable link for easy review and checkout. So this will send an output that I can then click into, have all the items in my cart, and complete the purchase. If I wanted to take it a step further, I could have it check out, and then I would just add my credit card information. You can see the agent doing its thing, looking at different shops, finding it, and boom, there's a shareable link that I can click into, add my information, and complete the purchase, which is wild and gets us to the 19th use case, grocery shopping. Use case number 19. This is equally as fun. Let's say you have a recipe you've wanted to make, but you just don't feel like shopping or finding the ingredients. Here's a prompt you can use to help you grocery shop for a recipe that you want. Find a highly rated recipe for banana cream pie and order the groceries I'll need for it on Instacart for delivery tomorrow morning. Assume I have pantry staples like oil, salt, pepper, but not much else. You can see it shopping, adding things to cart, and it has this full list of ingredients for me to actually go ahead and make this recipe. I did nothing. All I have to do is finalize my shopping, pay, and I'm good to go. Number 20, this is the last one before the last 5 things that are all related to starting your own business using ChatGPT Agent. So have ChatGPT Agent be your entire travel agent. Using that shopping functionality, using the research functionality, it is a perfect candidate for it to plan your entire vacation. Bring in your travel date, your budget, your destination, what type of travel you are, what you want it to actually go and look for. Is that flights, accommodations, restaurants? Have it pull reservation links, so you just have to click and confirm. You can see the agent doing its thing and asking if it would like to confirm the reservation at the end. And I'm not planning this vacation, so I'm not going to confirm it for this video. Number 21 is idea validation and launch blueprint. Let's say you have a startup idea. You can have your agent analyze market demand, figure out what's needed, what isn't, write landing page copy, and let you know what the next steps are. Here's the full prompt that I use, the exact step-by-step process I tell it to take. And after analyzing research and looking through websites, seeing what people are doing, it gives me a detailed response on this concept that I have. And if I think that concept's really good, I start getting traction. This brings us to use case number 22, which is you can leverage ChatGPT Agent to help you create investor decks. If you have a business and you're looking to raise money, this can be a great starting point. And as someone whose company recently raised $18 million, it won't bring you all the way there, but it gets the ball rolling and it's a pretty good start. To do it, upload your company overview, have it scrape and reference other top tier investor decks for companies that have successfully raised. Structure the pitch deck in a form that I like. So in this case, your problem, your solution, your market size, your product, your business model, traction, team, financials, and the actual ask. Design it and then create an output. Well, that's going through. Again, this is a low risk thing that creates a starting point. So it is a great use case for ChatGPT Agent. You can see it creating the deck and it creates a final product. Now, this isn't going to win any design rewards, and I've already acknowledged that, but it gets the ball rolling and creates a structure and creates a starting point. And it also starts crafting the narrative and the content that you would want in the deck. For me, another use case that you could just have it do is pull and find successful investor decks and send you a zip folder or a PDF with all of them combined. This will be a great source of inspiration as you're trying to raise money. The 23rd use case, before I get to the final 2, is a general strategy. Experiment with this tool. Get creative and get your hands dirty. But don't just create science projects. Create things that you care about. When you're trying to learn this tool, think about what you need, think about what you want to do, and build and test an agent that helps you do exactly that. The more you actually need the thing that you're using, the more in-depth understanding of ChatGPT Agent you're going to get. And that is my 23rd use case, is build things that you need, not science experiments. You'll notice for all the prompts and use cases throughout the video, these are things that I do and that I need. These aren't made up businesses. I'm doing SEO audits on the IYK. I'm doing YouTube audits on myself. Why? Because I want to learn deeper about these tools and leverage these use cases. I'm building things I need, not science projects. And a perfect example of this is use case number 24, which is all about lead generation. To grow a business, you need clients. And one of the things that I've learned the hard way is lead gen can be a very manual process. And lead gen is the type of low risk thing that is perfect for AI agents. Let's say you're doing something like cold email outbound. Here's how you can do it. You can see the prompt on the page, but the general strategy here is feed it your ICP. This is your ideal customer profile. Have it find 500 qualified prospects, have it research each of the companies that they work for, write personalized outreach, and then have it draft up an email, wait, and then eventually you can hit send. This is a process that I used to hire people and have to train them on how to do that took me a lot of time that now takes seconds. You'll see the final output and the final emails that it creates for these prospects. Use case number 25 is all about getting your time back because time is the only non-renewable resource on the planet. And these agents save you time because it does things on your behalf, but they can also save you time by analyzing what you're currently doing and telling you where you can save time. So if you have ChatGPT Agent log into your calendar, you can have it do an audit of your Google Calendar these last 6 months. I have it do exactly that. It breaks down my calendar, which admittedly isn't fully up to date, so the results aren't perfect. But this is one of those things that's a really simple task that you probably never do because you just don't have time for it. But something like this can be one of the biggest unlocks for you. To start, use these agents to do low risk things that you always wish you were doing that you just don't have time to do. And doing an audit on your schedule is a perfect starting point. Now, earlier I mentioned that you can use AI to build a business and quit your job, which is exactly what I did. And if you want to learn how to do this for yourself, click right here to check out the next video where I go over the 6 most important AI tools that you need to be using if you do want to be able to quit your job, build your dream business, and make an impact on the world. The tools I show in that video range from tools that will save you time in your day-to-day to tools that genuinely have the potential to help make you money. So see you over there and good luck.